Welcome back. Okay, I know you've been working hard and trying to figure out how to navigate through the house and how well you're recovering or how bad your stroke really was. But now we're going to start getting into the nuts and bolts of a speedy recovery. The most important thing mentally is you have to believe you'll get better and put forth the effort, and you will achieve results. So if you want to get your life back, and you're not willing to accept your current fate, then you have to push hard and keep pushing until you achieve your goal. Now we're going to talk about the silver bullet to stroke recovery, which unfortunately it appears most of the medical community does not know. And that is BDNF, which is Brain-Derived Neurotrophic Factor. Now it was discovered in 1982 in a pig brain, and they realized later that it strengthens and helps the brain connect with neurons. So in the case of a stroke, when you lose neurons and neural pathways, you can reconnect new neural pathways by stimulating BDNF, which is a protein the brain produces when you're young, but as you age, it stops producing it. However, there are two ways a doctor says you can stimulate BDNF. I believe there's only one. They say you can walk or you can ride a stationary bike. Now understand, to stimulate BDNF, you need to get your heart rate up to about 90% of your physical capability, not of an athlete, but of your ability. I've never seen a stroke patient be able to walk to get their heart rate up to 90% without falling, so I highly do not recommend walking. What I did was I got in a stationary bike, and it was very difficult for probably 4 months just to keep my left foot on the pedal. But once I got past that and holding my arm up, I was able to ride for 10 minutes. I would recommend riding for 10 minutes 3 times a week, and that will stimulate BDNF. So when you're trying to do exercises, BDNF helps reconnect the neural pathway, because the brain and the appendage, let's say the arm, the hand, the leg, do not know what to do or how to move. So we have to retrain the brain and the body on how to move. Now, what's interesting and why I don't think the medical community understands all of BDNF is that there was a clinical trial done in 2019 through 2022. This group took 58 stroke patients aged 40 to 80, all had one stroke. They split them in half. 28 did aerobic exercise. The second group, 27, did a HIIT exercise, which is high intensity interval training, which is where we need your heart rate to be up to 90% of what your doctor says it should be, okay? So consult your doctor to find out what that number is before you go crazy and have another problem, okay? So what was interesting this year, this study was 3 years, and after the end of the study, they came back and said, oh my gosh, everybody that did the HIIT workout got better. I'm like, no shit, dumb shit. It's because you stimulated BDNF. But they didn't put everything together because it's not in the trial, and I'm submitting stuff so they learn that that's how you're going to get better. Another one of my doctors, my physiatrist, told me, I go, hey, what do you know about BDNF? He goes, I can prescribe it. And I said, oh, it's not a drug. You can't fix this with a drug. You can fix it through hard work and perseverance. So that's the secret. Get after it. Now, if you don't stimulate BDNF, the brain does not have the correct chemical makeup to accelerate the new connection from neurons to your brain. So it's very important to do that at least 3 times a week. And then you also have to do all your stretching, all your exercises every day, because otherwise you will probably make minimal recovery. I know that while you're doing your exercises, it will seem that you're making no progress and that you are failing, but understand that you are making progress. It just is going to take a long time. I'm at 2 years and 6 months, and I still have a long ways to go, but the doctors told me I'd never walk again without assistance, and I'm already walking at a little over a year. I'm riding a dirt bike. You just have to hunker down and keep pushing. And you do not stop, because when you stop, then you fail. If you don't believe, you will not achieve. So I want you to be a warrior and push hard and never quit until you succeed at your goal.